From the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 3. Ask the Lord to bless your plans, and you will be successful in carrying them out. Now, just quickly, creating a product can be a great adventure you embark on, pretty much like stepping into the unknown. But you don't have to step out on your own. When you have God by your side to instruct and guide you, you are not alone in your quest to create a worthy product. It may be uncomfortable and it may be scary, but you are doing the right thing and you will be richly rewarded for it. Like Abraham trusted God, you too need to trust God to lead you in every aspect of creating and selling your product. There may be areas, of course, you struggle in, but remember that God is in control. He who gave you the vision will also give you the wisdom and courage to make it a reality. Believe that God will guide you through every stage of your product, be it product creation, marketing, or the launch itself.
Distinguished Chairperson of the Botswana Open University, I have the honor to request you to declare this assembly duly constituted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I declare this assembly duly constituted as the congregation of the Botswana Open University.
Address the congregation of Botswana Open University this afternoon on the occasion of the inauguration of the founding Chancellor. I'm particularly pleased to acknowledge the presence in our midst of His Excellency the President, His Honor the Vice President, His Excellency the former President, as well as His Honor the former Vice President. Their presence makes this congregation unique and historic in that it has hardly ever been possible for the four statesmen to attend the same academic congregation altogether. We consider ourselves blessed to have been able to bring them under one roof for an activity of our ministry. On behalf of my ministry and the Botswana Open University, I welcome them to this inauguration ceremony and would like to thank them for graciously accepting our invitation. I should also welcome all the distinguished guests, members of the wider academic community, as well as staff and students of the Botswana Open University, for coming to witness the inauguration of the founding Chancellor of our fourth public university. The former Vice President of the Republic of Botswana, Dr. P.H.K. Gidikilwe, has accepted the request to become the founding Chancellor of the university. Your Honor, I believe that your experience, intellect, and wisdom makes you the perfect choice for this important position. And I'm sure that you will provide wise counsel, and the former Vice President of the Republic of Botswana, Dr. P.H.K. Gidikilwe, has accepted the request to become the founding Chancellor of the university. Your Honor, I believe that your experience, intellect, and wisdom makes you the perfect choice for this important position. And I'm sure that you will provide wise counsel and guidance to the institution. I must emphasize, however, that you are coming in at an era where the techno-economic mode of production points to the global systems of economy, the sentiments of which are enshrined in all the high-level strategic documents to which my ministry aligns. Open and distance learning methodologies are inherently dialectical and have greater capacity to transcend international borders. This institution counts on your ability and capacity to mobilize both human and material resources to tap into these virtual global markets. I want to reiterate that your personal and professional experience in the fields of philosophy and education positions you as the right candidate for the chancellorship of this unique institution. Your Honor, the establishment of the new university is testament to the government's commitment to the expansion of tertiary education as part of its aim to build a knowledge society and to transform Botswana into a high-income country as stated in Vision 2036. It is also a demonstration of the government's commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. The fourth SDG aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. It is my expectation that the Botswana Open University, under your guidance, will make a significant contribution to meeting this goal. You will be aware, Your Honor, that this university is built on the very solid foundations established by the Botswana College of Open and Distance Learning, BOCODOL. BOCODOL was instituted in 1998 to provide secondary education using the open and distance learning mode of delivery. While it was constituted with the mandate to mainly cater for secondary school level programs, the institution moved with speed to increase the scope of its operations into the fields of tertiary education and professional training. Hence, in 2011, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Botswana, authorized a presidential directive that instructed BOCODOL to prepare for transformation to a university. After a number of years in preparation and anticipation, the National Assembly in July 2017 passed the Act establishing the Botswana Open University. Indeed, Your Honor, you are joining an organization that is on the move to transform the education terrain of this country and beyond. It is my belief that the Botswana Open University has a special role to play within the public tertiary education sector because the open and distance learning mode of delivery is a cost-effective way of broadening the education base of the country and giving our people the opportunity to learn on an ongoing basis. The new university must therefore expand and diversify its tertiary programs whilst ensuring that they are of high quality. Your Honor, your role in presiding over our ceremonial assemblies and serving as the goodwill ambassador for such a unique institution need not be overemphasized. Director of Ceremonies, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, join me in thanking all those who worked at BOCODOL and who have caused us to be gathered here this afternoon. They can be proud of the institution that they built and that they can continue to attract formidable members into their team, such as His Honor, the former Vice President. It is my hope that they will continue to work innovatively and productively and induct the Chancellor in the role that he ought to play. He becomes part of your today, and through him, you can as well inspire your tomorrow. To conclude, let me say how happy I am personally that His Honor, the former Vice President of the Republic of Botswana, Dr. P.H.K. Kidikilo, is the inaugural Chancellor of Botswana Open University. It is my singular honor to present him before this auspicious gathering. I thank you. Ula.
Dr. Kidikilo has had an illustrious career in the public service since 1970, when he was appointed assistant principal in the then Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, where he served in various senior positions until his promotion and transfer as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Works, Transport and Communications in 1977, culminating in his appointment as Director of Public Service Management at the Office of the President in 1979 until 1983. Dr. Kidikilo has served with distinction in various key government and parastatal boards and commissions, such as the Monetary Preparatory Commission from 1974 to 1975, that established the Bank of Botswana, the University of Botswana Council as chairman from 1979 to 1984, and the Tax Legislation Review Committee of 1973. Most notably, he chaired the Presidential Commission on Education in 1992 to 1993. The report of the Commission led to the revised national policy on education, which has influenced the development of the country's education and training sector since then, and among others, recommended the creation of a distance education college that led to the establishment of BOCODOL in 1998. Dr. Kidikilo served as a member of parliament from Madinari for 30 years, from 1984 to 2014, and also served as treasurer and chairman of the Botswana Democratic Party from 1987 to 2003, and 2013-2014 as chairman. In 1984, he was appointed Assistant Minister of Finance and Development Planning, and then he served for 10 years as Minister for Presidential Affairs and Public Administration in the Office of the President. His other ministerial portfolios include Commerce and Industry, Finance and Development Planning, Education, as well as Minerals, Energy, and Water Resources. He was appointed Vice President of the Republic of Botswana on 1st of August 2012 and served until his retirement in November 2014. Upon his retirement from government, Dr. Kidikilwe was appointed the chairman of the Presidential Task Team, which was set up by His Excellency the President to conduct an assessment of the effectiveness of government's flagship programs, such as the Poverty Eradication Program, Youth Development Fund, and the Economic Diversification Drive. He is also the chairperson of the Board of Directors of Cephalana Holdings. Dr. Kidikilwe's distinguished record of public service was recognized in 1992 when he was awarded the Presidential Order of Honor and the highest honor, Naledi ya Botswana, in 2014. In 2007, he received an honorary degree of Doctor of Laws from the University of Botswana, as well as honorary doctorate degree of leadership by Limpopo University in 2014. He is also the recipient of the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun by the Emperor of Japan in 2011. Thank you.
Distinguished Chairperson of Council, I have the honor to invite His Honor the former Vice President, Dr. Chancellor Honorius Kifai Kidikilwe, to move forward for installation as the founding Chancellor of the Botswana Open University.
I hereby install you, Your Honor, the former Vice President, Dr. Chancellor Honorius Kifai Kidikilwe, as the founding Chancellor of the Botswana Open University. I further implore you to declare that you shall hold this office and faithfully discharge your duties and responsibilities in accordance with the provisions of the Botswana Open University Act and statutes, and that you shall, to the best of your ability, provide sound leadership for this university.
I do so declare. Lieutenant General Dr. Serezakama Ian Khama, Your Honor, the Vice President and Chancellor of the University of Botswana, Mr. Mokwetsi Eric Masisi, Your Excellency, former President and Chancellor of the Botswana International University of Science and Technology, Dr. Festus Kontebani Mogai, Honorable Ministers here present, Members of Parliament, Chairman of Njwari Kosi, and the Kosi here present, senior government officials, and chief executives, members of the diplomatic corps, the Right Reverend Bishop Beleme, His Worship, or Your Worship the Mayor, Mr. Kagiso Chudwe, Vice Chancellor, universities, area councillors, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, friends, and senior citizens. Your Excellency, it is a great honor for me to address this distinguished gathering at my inauguration as Chancellor of the nation's newest public university, the Botswana Open University. I wish particularly to thank you, Your Excellency, for you have once more had to endure the arduous task of evaluating a number of equally qualified and deserving candidates for this position. I'm fully cognizant of the biblical parlance, which expression I repeat quite often ad nauseam at many, as indeed many are called, but few are chosen. It gives me added pleasure that I am the founding Chancellor of the Botswana Open University. The Botswana Open University, or BO for short, in its formative years as Bokodol, has had considerable influence on the lives of many across the land, many Botswana across the length and breadth of this republic. It brings to the fore my respect and admiration for those who succeeded through, quote, learning by correspondence, unquote, where the teacher was far removed from the student by geographical distance. Indeed, it takes great effort, self-discipline, commitment, and determination. Your Excellency, I have it on good authority that no less than 74,000 certificates have been bestowed upon my countrymen and women following their studies with Bokodol since its establishment in the year of our Lord 2000. The mandate to provide second chance schooling continues along the new mandate for tertiary education. I am particularly proud that it was the National Commission on Education, commonly known as the Kidikilwe Commission, which in 1993 recommended the setting up of a college specializing in open and distance learning. I do regard Bokodol as the Education Commission's enabling step towards a consummate destination, a destination of avenues of and for opportunity, equal opportunity, opportunity for access and inclusion, opportunity for and of equality, avenues for poverty eradication, avenues for the pursuit of prosperity. The Latin derivative, prospero, has a deeper and broader meaning beyond the material wealth accumulation. Your Excellency, it denotes other forms of well-being and thriving, such as spiritual well-being, the wealth of good health and nutrition, as well as other auspicious or favorable conditions. These aspirations have been pronounced many times before. The revised National Commission on Education has similarly pronounced them. Vision 2036 similarly punctuates them. Vision that is the delivery of the vision through a national transformation strategy, through an institutional delivery mechanism to achieve aspirations I have alluded to above. Your Excellency, time is of the essence. The chain of collaboration effort is strongest at its weakest link, that is coordination, unity of purpose, and pulling together by various institutions. The paradox of the chain metaphor is strictly intended. We live in a particularly challenging time for universities in this country and the world over. During the past 30 years or so, universities have been subject to sweeping changes in the way they are funded and managed, in the social demands and expectations for their performance, in the regulatory environment to which they are subjected, and in the international cooperative arena in which they participate. This means that charting a successful path for both over the next few years, God willing, or in the other derivative, Deo Volente. This indicates that from the Council to the Vice Chancellor to the Senate and to all members of staff, work must be done, and I pledge to support these efforts. Well, now, Your Excellency, I wish to hold back on my observations regarding relevant and meaningful research, the challenge of maintaining a balance between the pursuit of knowledge per se and the need to provide relevance for employability, self-employment, and entrepreneurship, as well as concepts embodied in the education and training sector strategic plan of 2015 to 2020, that is ETSSP, to debate and of course, furthermore, to debate and engage constructively with the wider community. As I conclude, I would like to observe and posit that the recommendations of the Education Commission to establish a National Council on Education be revisited and the terms of reference be aligned with the National Human Resources Development Strategy. The idea behind a standing National Council on Education was, among others, to monitor and evaluate the implementation of the education policy, to monitor quality of the education system, and to initiate reviews of particular aspects of education. This is on Chapter 2 of the Strategy for Education and Training into the 21st Century. The structures and tapestry of education now cry for the wholesome overview and oversight of curricular segments which should effectively talk to each other, literally talk to each other. From early education to technical level and the highest rung of the tertiary ladder. This calls for periodic public lectures and education forum and scope for more participation by chancellors, as indeed the Honourable Minister has just alluded to. Your Excellency, in conclusion, I am humbled to be the founding Chancellor of the Botswana Open University and deeply appreciate the responsibilities of my ambassadorial role.
Declare the congregation duly dissolved.